Okay. My name is Bayo Akomalafe, and I come from the Yoruba people of Western Nigeria and some parts of West Africa. I have a couple of stories to share with you, maybe just one. Um, Comes from my childhood when we told stories gathered by night or in the night to listen to our uncles and aunties talk about the world and life and the future. This particular story is dear to my heart because it invites us to reconsider what is happening around the world at this moment. And as you listen to me right now, you probably are in some kind of trouble. Um, we are in a time of fire and pain and genocidal loss and suffering and apartheid systems and proto fascist uprisings. And you're probably asking, what is there to do at this time? What is there to live for? What if the ways we respond to the crisis is part of the crisis? This story is not an answer, it's a way of questioning the premises with which we understand these times. And it comes, like I said, from my people and the trickster, one of the tricksters in my tradition, whose name is Ijakba. Um, Ijakba is the tortoise, and he stands on a legendary pedestal alongside Eshu and Anansi the spider from Ghana. Beautiful tricksters. In this story, Ijakpa challenges the gods, basically says, you're not all that. I'm just as wise as you all are. I am just as knowledgeable. I know just as much as you all. And the gods constantly dismiss this tortoise. They could destroy him in the flick of a finger, but they decide to humor him this time. They said, "Okay, prove to us that you can be just as wise as we are." And so Ijakba the tortoise decides to go on a journey. And for this journey, he takes for himself a calabash. A calabash is like a gourd that's open ended, but this time it's a closed ended calabash with a thin neck. He ties a string around this calabash and attaches it to his body. So it's just around his body. And he proceeds to, in a ritual that feels like the Googleization of the world, he proceeds to embark on this journey to take data and information from every single living entity, dead or living. He goes to the lion and he says, "Could you tell me why or how you roar? How you are the king of the beasts?" And the lion says the secret. Tortoise takes the secret and stuffs it in the calabash. He goes to the sun and he says, "How are you so bright? How are you so powerful? How are you so resilient?" The sun gives the secret, and the tortoise takes the secret and he stuffs it in his calabash. He goes to everyone. He goes to you, he goes to me, he goes to the river, he goes to the mountain, he goes to the sky, he goes to everything. And he extracts information from everything and he stuffs it in his calabash. And now his calabash is full and engorged and full of wisdom. And Tortoise is satisfied with himself because he has accomplished what no other creature has accomplished. He knows everything now. I forgot to say that he went to Elon Musk as well, but you already have implied that from my story. Um, Over time, the tortoise decides that it is important for him to store this knowledge. It's it's an archive of treasure. So he takes this engorged archive, and he decides that he's going to store it at the top of the most famous spiritual tree where I come from, which is called the Iroko tree. And he says, I'm going to climb the tree and I'm going to put it atop the tree. Hide it there. No one would know it's there. Except there's a problem. You see, so as the tortoise, whose limbs, to put it mildly, are abbreviated, he cannot put his arms around the proud bark and trunk of the tree. And there's a calabash in front of him. So he's trying to climb the tree, but every time he tries, he falls to the ground. And he cannot, for the life of him, climb up this tree. And so this is a major problem. He's trying to get to the top of the tree, but he cannot get to the top of the tree. Meanwhile, the stupidest animal, at least in one iteration of this story, the stupidest animal is watching him. This is the grasshopper. The grasshopper is watching through the bushes, and he's noticing how tortoise is struggling to climb the tree. After a while of chuckling and laughing at the tortoise, the grasshopper hops out and says to the tortoise, "My brother, you could just put the calabash behind you. See if that doesn't help." And the calabash, or the grasshopper, hops away. The tortoise realizes how stupid he was, because here he is, the most intelligent, the most knowledgeable, the wisest of all creatures, with wisdom in front of him, the wisdom from the sun, the moon, the stars, the pantheon, the orishas, inside this calabash, and he could not figure out how to climb the tree just with a single gesture, a simple gesture of putting it behind him. He had to be coached by the stupidest of all animals. So he realizes that he's stupid. He realizes that his project of extraction is failed from the start. And he realizes how foolish he was in trying to colonize everything and assemble it in a single location. So he climbs the tree with great regret. And when he gets to the top of the tree, he releases all the materials back into the world. And my elders and my uncles and aunties tell me that this is how we know anything at all. And this is how knowledge is back into the world. What does that have to do with climate change or pandemics or fascism? What is that to do? What has that got to do with rising sea levels or wars and pain around the planet? What I will say to that is that enchantment is not in short supply. Modernity is the story still being told every day that there is no more enchantment, that the world is flat, that all there is that can be done is to be done by experts. And there is nothing more to be done. We all have to solve these problems by ourselves. By dint of hard work, we can save ourselves. But this story teaches me that there is more. That maybe in the playfulness of children around us, we can learn that the world is more than just itself. It is magical. I don't think of magic as being unreal. I think of magic as the promiscuity of the world that is still discovering itself. Maybe the playfulness of children can teach us that the world is still playing, that the sun doesn't just burn bright. The sun is an invitation to make new gods. Maybe the failure of Ijakwa is a lesson for us that there's still something yet to do, and that we can, in times of urgency, in times of emergencies, that we can find new ways of being alive now, that enchantment is not in short supply, and that there is magic yet to be had. I hope this story enchants your day and does something to you, moves you, provokes you, shifts you in some way, and reminds you that in times of fire, the thing to do is to become water. All right, that's it.